Hey everyone, we are in the last week of February and we have 3 games for 2021 to review for the Prime Gaming. First up, we have Space Crew Legendary Edition, which you're looking to pay about $25 on Steam for 19 hours of gameplay. And this is made by the same group of people that made Bomber Crew. I feel like that's been a couple years ago I played, where you were in the plane and you kind of attacked from the plane while kind of doing crew management. And this idea takes it out to space, hence the name. The Legendary Edition does come with the original campaign and Android Ambush campaign, so you get the complete package pretty much. There's some DLCs still needed, but this is pretty good for free, I would admit. The graphics are enjoyable. I don't think it's like the greatest thing, but it's kind of a nice cartoony feel, and kind of makes it a little silly, which I do like how the graphics are done for this game. But nothing here will impress you. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a crew management game, so you're going to have a captain, a couple of people that can arm guns, engineer, and you are just managing them people to do various tasks. As the captain, you're going to fly the ship to various time warps and go to objectives like pick someone up, fix this telescope, items like that. While doing that, you're going to have this battle mode where you're going to have to move crewmen to stations, to various guns. To starting out, you have them on left, right, front, and back of your ship. And you're going to have problems that happen inside. Shields go down, a fire could happen, and even passengers can board your plane, so you have to fight them inside. Story here, not much going on, kind of just a generic, hey, we just got to do some missions and keep things safe. I enjoy the management. It does get hectic, and you can customize your ship with a lot of add-ons, so they kind of earn stuff as you progress. Your characters level up, and you have to heal your character, so it's interesting there. But overall, I would say this is a download. I enjoyed my time. This is one of the games I spent the longest of for this week, and I wouldn't say I was overly excited, but you just keep playing. So I would say download for that. Pro here, pretty good management game. Nothing super crazy, but you're going to be busy the whole time, moving people around your ship, attacking other ships. The con here is that's all you are doing is the management side. So if the screenshots here in the video, if that doesn't entertain you, you will skip this. And it's a little more chaotic. I wouldn't say it's overcooked crazy like that game, but I would say you are kind of managing there, where if you were just looking for a more simpler management where you kind of set things up and it moves a little slower, this isn't the game. Next up, we have Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator. I had to make sure I got that name right. It was a mouthful there. 64 on Metacritic, looking at $20 for about 2 hours of gameplay here. And this is a stock market simulator. The game's mostly text-based with a few images, very old school style with the green. And you're just trading organs by buying, selling, like the stock market. You also get requests where they would ask for maybe a lung. You have to go buy one and sell it to them, usually overpriced. And you just keep earning money. Very old school feel, like I mentioned. But it did get old where I just felt like I was just kind of looking for things on the stock market to do the request, and it's a stock market, so it just kind of did not draw me in. It's just monitoring prices, looking at the best stuff. The item numbers here all have meanings, like the first couple digits is what it is, then you have grades, sizes, all kinds of stuff like that. So you start learning how to interpret the screen here. And overall, I just didn't like the theme of it. I kind of wish they picked something else other than organs. I know that's the whole point of this game, but that didn't draw me in. So obviously, I'm going to say a not for this one. If this did spark some interest to you, you probably like a little older school games. And also the Pro here is just a weird stock simulator if you do like some of the stock simulator games. Which I'll admit, this is probably the first one I played. I should check some out. you may have liked this. The con here, it's not really too much going on, just a lot of scrolling up and down and turning pages at the end of the day. Lastly, we got Tunche, which is $20 on Steam for about an 8-hour game, and looking at a Metacritic score of 68. And this is a roguelike adventure game. The graphics are hand-drawn, and hand-drawn to me is one of my big pluses. If you ever watch my reviews outside of Prime Gaming, anytime hand-drawn cell shading, I'm interested in the game immediately, and this is what drew me in. I liked the look of the enemies and enjoyed the bosses. They had some cool styles. This game's one of them 2.5 dimension games, the beat 'em up style. Think of like Streets of Rage. You go into a room, you fight all the bad guys, you get the prize. Then there's usually a couple forks, and you continue along that line. Story here is okay. Not too much going on. I do like the presentation of the story. But like I said, this is roguelike, so it's designed for you to die and upgrade. Basically, the main hub is the campsite that you start where you pick a character. You meet people along the way that fill up the campsite to allow you to upgrade your moves, allow heals down the path, because you don't get too many heals when you first start out. Again, designed to die and kind of replay over and over. You have 5 selectable characters, which made this unique. They each have their own fighting styles. So that was kind of nice. Simple combat, kind of just light attack, heavy attack, or magic attack was kind of mixed in with that button, and you got dodge. Pretty much kind of it there. You can hit enemies up in the sky and do some combos that way, but nothing too crazy. My biggest complaint was the 2.5 dimension fighting. I've never been a fan of these games too much. I love Turtles in Time. That was probably my biggest one. I'll play them, but for a roguelike here, that's what's different. And I would say a lot of things were very simplified. Nothing was overly complex on this game, and I would recommend this as a download. With the simple comment, I think that was its biggest strength, was this is kind of a nice intro to roguelike. It was kind of simple style if you played games before that and was looking into this, because a lot of roguelike games are older school graphics. This was kind of nice because it wasn't overly complicated with upgrades, and the fighting was simple, so it was enjoyable, and I liked it. The con here, again, if you saw this and saw Streets of Rage and you're like, oh god, not again, you will not like this game, because that's where you're going to spend a lot of time in. As I mentioned, I wasn't a fan of those games, but I didn't feel that it deterred me that much on here, and I thought it did really well with it. Anyways, it looks like Prime Gaming is going to continue the weekly pattern for March. So I think I'm going to change up the format. It was fun to do each week, but working a full-time job and trying to get these videos out every weekend, it's very tedious. So I think I'm going to change it up to maybe call out one game or two. So maybe not like a download or not, but more like, hey, check out this game this month. So maybe it'll just be download. So I'm going to do that. I like doing the download or not. I do feel like my not means the game's bad, which I kind of try not to tend to do, but it didn't appeal to me is usually why. But trying to open up to let people download games, or people with my taste could skip some of them. But yeah, I think next month I'm going to kind of cut it down. It's hard to keep up with the week schedule. I would like to do some of the other free games, but I know with like PlayStation and Xbox, they're bigger titles, so I don't usually have fun with that. The Prime Gaming, I like indie games a lot, and they pull heavily from them. Most of the time, you'll get a big game here and there, but it's usually a lot of indie games, and that's why I liked the service. So if you do like some indie games or just games that you would have never played, Prime Gaming is a very good opportunity for that. But yeah, I want to change it up for next month to get some life back. I have a couple things to do over the weekends anyway, so it'll be hard to do the weeks. And we'll see what happens with the series and continue. But until then, peace.